We announced the kind of initial financial commitment to our franchise system that we're launching, that we've kind of committed to the teams. After these first 2 years, based on performance, we're issuing the first 10 franchises, and we were able to put a significant financial investment forward and show them their guarantees, and ranging from 4 million in the first year to over the 4 years, it ended up being a total of around $18 million. So big investment into dirt track, short track sprint car racing, and just honored and excited that it all came to fruition. After a couple of years of starting as a midweek series and kind of.
High Limit Racing, the sprint car racing series co-owned by Kyle Larson and Brad Sweet, has announced a groundbreaking franchise system set to launch in 2026. This significant development comes at a time when NASCAR faces legal challenges over its own charter system. The High Limit Racing franchise model aims to create a sustainable business framework for race teams, offering permanent ownership rights that can be sold or transferred, a direct contrast to NASCAR's approach. Founded in 2022, High Limit Racing has quickly established itself as a prominent sprint car racing series. The organization has experienced remarkable growth since its inception. In its inaugural 2023 season, the series featured 12 scheduled races, with Kyle Larson claiming the championship after winning 5 events. For 2025, High Limit Racing has expanded dramatically, planning over 60 events across 20 states and 36 tracks. The series specializes in 410-winged sprint car racing, a discipline that showcases the raw talent of drivers on dirt tracks. Kyle Larson, who competes in High Limit Racing alongside his NASCAR Cup Series duties with Hendrick Motorsports, has been instrumental in attracting high-caliber talent to the series. Brad Sweet, a 5-time World of Outlaws champion and Larson's brother-in-law, manages much of the series' operations, including the challenging task of race scheduling. The newly announced franchise system represents a strategic move to provide stability and financial predictability for team owners. Starting in 2026, 10 High Limit Racing owners will participate in the system. The franchises feature a permanent structure, creating enduring value for team owners with the right to sell or transfer their franchises as assets. The first 5 franchises have already been allocated to the highest finishers in the 2024 championship standings: Casey Connor Racing, Clausen Marshall Racing, Rico Abreu Racing, Roth Motorsports, Murray Marks Motorsports. The remaining 5 franchises will be determined at the conclusion of the 2025 season. These will be awarded based on the average point finishes from the 2024 and 2025 seasons among drivers who did not secure a franchise in the initial allocation. The system also includes provisions for potential expansion, with opportunities for 5 additional franchises to be added during the 2026 to 2027 seasons, potentially bringing the total to 15 franchises by 2028. Annual franchise rankings will follow a 2-year rolling average of point finishes, creating a performance-based hierarchy within the system while maintaining long-term stability. The financial structure of High Limit Racing's franchise system presents substantial value for participating teams. The organization will distribute up to $18 million in total value over a 4-year period. The financial commitment begins in 2026, with teams collectively earning over $3.9 million, including $2.6 million allocated specifically to the 10 franchises. This investment increases progressively, with distribution reaching approximately $5 million by 2029. At that point, up to $4.5 million will be directed to franchises. This growing financial commitment demonstrates the organization's long-term vision for establishing a viable business model for sprint car racing teams. The timing of High Limit Racing's franchise announcement is particularly notable given NASCAR's ongoing challenges with its charter system. Currently, NASCAR faces an antitrust lawsuit from 23XI Racing and Front Row Motorsports. A fundamental difference between the two approaches lies in permanence. While High Limit Racing's franchises are established as permanent assets that can be sold or transferred, NASCAR's charters expire after a set period. Additionally, NASCAR limits team ownership to a maximum of 4 charters per owner, creating constraints on growth and consolidation. The introduction of the term franchise rather than charter appears deliberate, helping to distinguish high-limit racing's approach from NASCAR's controversial system. This semantic choice has not gone unnoticed by racing fans, with one commenting, "NASCAR gonna be livid seeing Larson call them franchises." The announcement has generated significant discussion within the motorsports community. Racing enthusiasts have been quick to note the apparent contrast with NASCAR's approach, with many viewing the high-limit racing franchise system as a direct response to NASCAR's charter controversies. Fan comments highlight this perception. One observer remarked, "This very much feels like a stab at the charter system for some reason." Another added a sarcastic comment about racing business models. "Why would any racing body try to do business smartly? This is anarchy." The positive reception extends to recognition of the strategic foresight demonstrated by Larson and Sweet. As one fan said, he and Brad are smart. Larson planning for the future. Larson and Sweet have been transparent about their ambitions for high-limit racing since its founding. In a 2022 interview with The Athletic, Larson expressed his vision. "I believe we'll be able to get all the best drivers in the country at a lot of the races, so I think that's what's going to be special about our series. You can watch the best sprint car drivers in the world race hard for 12 nights of the year in the middle of the week." Sweet acknowledged the business risks involved, but emphasized their strategic approach to market development. "There's definitely a risk on Kyle and I's part," Sweet told The Athletic. "It's just like any business. But we're hoping, because we'll go to markets Kyle normally wouldn't get to, these fans will come out to see him. And this new series will be a little different than their normal Saturday night show." This focus on creating distinctive racing experiences in underserved markets has contributed to the rapid growth of the series. By attracting prominent drivers and establishing innovative business practices, high-limit racing has positioned itself as a progressive force in motorsports. The franchise announcement coincides with the beginning of High Limit Racing's 2025 season. The series opener took place at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, featuring Larson in the number 57 sprint car. The event also included NASCAR Cup Series drivers Christopher Bell and Ty Gibbs, demonstrating the crossover appeal of high-limit racing. Larson actively promoted the Las Vegas events, encouraging fan participation through social media. Larson stated, "I'm really excited to get to the dirt track at Las Vegas Motor Speedway on March 13th to 15th with the high-limit racing sprint car series. It's our season opener. Really excited to be there. Going to have a great field of teams traveling from California, traveling from the Midwest, our full-time teams as well."
Hey fans out there, Kyle Larson here. I'm really excited to get to the dirt track at Las Vegas Motor Speedway on March 13th and 15th with the High Limit Racing Sprint Car Series. It's our season opener. Really excited to be there. Going to have a great field of teams, traveling from California, traveling from the Midwest, our full-time teams as well. So
he further emphasized the fan engagement opportunities. "So I expect a great field of cars, some great racing, and finally back on the dirt track there. If you haven't yet, please get your tickets and come to the pits. See us. Meet your favorite driver. Get an autograph picture. It would be a great night."
I expect a great field of cars, some great racing, finally back on the dirt track there. So if you haven't yet, please get your tickets and come in the pits, see us, meet your favorite driver, get an autograph picture. It'd be a great night.
The 2025 season represents the most ambitious schedule in the series history, featuring events at prominent venues including Florence Speedway and Eldora Speedway. The season will conclude at Texas Motor Speedway in October, completing a nationwide tour that showcases the expanding footprint of high-limit racing. High-limit racing has experienced remarkable growth in a short period, from its modest beginnings in 2022 to its current status as a national racing series with over 60 scheduled events. The organization has rapidly expanded its presence in the motorsports landscape. This growth is complemented by the attraction of established NASCAR talent. Christopher Bell, who recently achieved a historic three-peat victory in NASCAR's next-gen era, has engaged in competitive dirt racing battles with Larson. Both Bell and Gibbs have impressive credentials in dirt racing, with 3 Chili Bowl wins each. Gibbs is expanding his dirt racing schedule for 2025, including his sprint car debut. The series is also attracting full-time sprint car stars, with Brad Sweet, Tanner Thorson, Rico Abreu, and Tyler Courtney competing regularly. This combination of dedicated sprint car racers and NASCAR crossover talent creates a compelling roster that enhances the series' appeal. The introduction of High Limit Racing's franchise system represents a significant innovation in motorsports business models. By establishing permanent franchise rights, the organization addresses a fundamental concern of team owners: long-term stability and asset value. This approach contrasts with NASCAR's more restrictive charter system, which has become a point of contention within stock car racing. The timing of this announcement amid NASCAR's legal challenges with 23XY Racing and Front Row Motorsports suggests a deliberate positioning of high-limit racing as a more team-friendly alternative. By learning from NASCAR's destructive reluctance to make charters permanent, Larson and Sweet have implemented a system that prioritizes team stability. Brad Sweet's operational leadership has been crucial to the series' success. His work on scheduling and logistics has allowed Larson to focus on competition and promotion. This partnership demonstrates effective division of responsibilities, with Sweet handling what Larson acknowledges as one of the most challenging aspects of running a series: